Good evening, gang. Happy Monday evening. So, not normal for me to put out an evening video, but a couple of things come to light here that I wanted to touch base on. Obviously, a lot of you guys saw the video this afternoon about, or late this morning, about the markets going to hell. And then, of course, everybody gets back by the end of the day and, what the hell? The Dow's up 100 points. Okay. Algorithmic trading, guys. That's what that is. I mean, the market hit buy signals and uh, investment banks and stuff like that have triggers when they'll start buying. I don't see this as anything but a blip because if you look at it, we're still in correction territory, certainly for the Russell 2000, for the NASDAQ. The S&P is teetering right at the 10% level, and the Dow is close. Okay, so now within about 1,100 points. People are saying, oh, but look, Bitcoin rallied back to what, 38,000 or something like that. Well, yeah, January 3rd, it was at 47,000. So, you're talking about 20% drop thereabout so far. One day does not a trend make. Just telling you. I'd look at this morning, the first 7 hours of the day rather than the 8th to kind of be an idea and a trend. You guys do what you want to do, okay? I'm just telling you what I see. Now, that's not the reason for this video. The reason for this video is, as usual, I am still the contrarian with this whole Russia-Ukraine thing. And I'm going to go, you go through a million things. There's all the comments out there. Oh, the Americans put 8,500 troops on alert. Which that came out this afternoon. The troops are told to be ready, but as the Pentagon said, no decision has made to deploy them yet. Okay, that's important. Remember, if anything does happen in Ukraine, the whole world is against Russia on this one. So, logic again. But a couple of other things, the reason that I still say this doesn't happen, all right? The top diplomat for the EU has said to the rest of Europe, okay, don't have a nervous breakdown over this. As the top diplomat to the EU has said, there's nothing to suggest that there's an imminent Russian invasion coming, okay? None. No new elements that would raise fears of an imminent attack by Russia. That's what the High Representative of the Union of Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Joseph Borrell, said to the EU this morning. Okay, so that being said, that's something that's important. Yes, there's all the talk about the U.S. Oh, they're evacuating personnel from the embassy and everything like that. No, they're not. Okay, this is how the media spins all this crap to make everybody think, be paranoid. This is what I was telling you about the other day. The U.S. told non-essential staff they were free to decide whether or not they wanted to leave the country. That's not an evacuation. That's like me saying to you, Mary, if you feel like going to the grocery store, go ahead. You don't have to. Just if you feel like it, go ahead. Okay. Big difference than me saying, Mary, get your ass to the grocery store right now. Just saying. Okay. But then this evening, what came out is about as telling as you can, because the guaranteed the American media is not going to tell you about this. France came out and said that there is a meeting scheduled for Wednesday between Russia, Ukraine, Germany, and France to discuss this. Notice who the rabble-rousers are in this whole thing, the US and the UK. Notice who's not invited, okay? You can pretty much bet that Putin has said, I don't need Joe there. Joe's a fucking moron, Okay, so he brings nothing to the table. It's kind of like AOC, yeah, waitress who brings nothing to the table. Go figure. Uh, but so France and Germany, leftist leadership there, is going to mediate a meeting between Moscow and Kiev. That's a good thing, okay? Because again, remember who this affects. This affects Europe a hell of a lot more than it affects Canada, the United States, Australia, Bolivia, something like this. This is going to be in their backyard. It is in their best interest to make sure nothing happens. I mean, Germany literally would be the front line. France isn't too far away. England, you got to cross the channel, and hell, the United States and Canada, you got to cross the Atlantic, okay? And Australia, hell, you're not even really involved in this, but hell, you're half the world away, okay? So, this is it. Macron comes out, Emmanuel Macron, president of France. Not that I'm any big fan, okay? I think the guy's about as much of a pansy as Justin Trudeau, okay? Has said that he thinks that there is a path to de-escalation of all of this. And yes, in this respect, I will agree with him. Y'all know me. I will give credit where credit is due. In this case, I'm going to give credit to Macron. Macron is correct. There is a path to de-escalation. Tell Biden to shut up. Tell Johnson to shut up, okay? Get them out of affairs in Europe and let the European continent handle this. Yes, I know England's part of Europe, but my point, okay? Mainland Europe. Too many people, like I said the other day, want to ramp this up. The Americans primarily are trying to stoke the fires. This is typical of politicians in Washington. Wag the dog. We have talked about this over and over and over again. Let's create something to divert from what's really going on. Joe doesn't want people talking about inflation. Joe doesn't want people talking about his 33% approval rating. Trudeau doesn't want people talking about the truckers' strike, the mandates that are going on in Canada. Johnson doesn't want, people talking about the mandates that are running around England and all this sort of crap. The fact that electricity is through the roof, that he doesn't want people talking about people not being able to heat their homes, okay? They want the media to focus on something else. That's what's going on here. I know, I'm the contrarian. Everybody in the mainstream media is saying, oh, war is imminent, blah, 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 okay? A lot of YouTube channels, oh, war is imminent. No, war is not, okay? Reason being is very simple. Like I said, Putin knows he would have the whole world against him, okay? Ukraine does not want to be the aggressor because if they are, no way in the world they have any chance of going in to NATO, okay? Done. NATO's not going to back them up for a war they start. Could there be little skirmishes in Lugansk and Donetsk? Yes, okay? It's Ukrainian territory with a lot of Russian citizens living there. That's all it is, guys, okay? This is a street fight, not tanks and planes and bombs and all this sort of stuff. Let's see what happens on Wednesday when France, Germany, Ukraine, and Russia get together. And until then, don't listen to all the blather hypothesis and speculation that's going on, especially all this crap that, oh my God, we're going to war. Yes, we have 8,500 troops on alert. Sure, okay. May I remind you guys, the DMZ, okay, we have had troops on alert at the DMZ for nearly 70 years. North Korea still hasn't come across the border. Going on alert is no big deal. Pretty much a lot of the military stays on ready alert all the time. Oh, and moving the Harry S. Truman in, That was planned 2 years ago, guys. So don't let anybody tell you about, we're moving aircraft carrier groups in. No, this has been a planned thing since 2020, long before the first fiasco with Ukraine started. Please, 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 don't listen to the slant and think about the logic on this. Get all the facts before listening to the talking heads that are here. Well, this is what you should be watching. Pinball out.